right.
Okay, what the hell are we playing?
This is Mickey Speedway USA. It's the best game ever. Just gonna say.
ABBA.
ABBA.
It's gotta be 2-player.
Are you plugged in?
Yeah?
Can you hit start?
Oh, it's just one of those.
I'm gonna be Minnie.
Which one's the blue one?
Dewey, isn't it?
Dewey? What are you doing?
Dewey. Yes. We want other racers.
Oh,
this is more
that's what that
functional
was.
than Crash Team Racing, I will say right away. But it's bad. Sure.
It's got that kind of N64 like frame trouble. Like it doesn't feel like it's running very well. It's having a hard time.
Yeah. Kind of like Rugrats in Paris felt too, probably.
Where's the boost?
I haven't played this game long enough to know.
Wow, I don't know.
Oh.
This one might be worse.
Also, there's only 4 players.
Really?
Yeah.
I got the doctor. How do I use it?
Don't you love how there's like no music either?
Whoa, I got a boost. I guess, yeah.
It's kind of sad.
Can we actually play Mario Kart?
No. This is the best game ever.
You don't have Diddy Kong 64 racing, right?
No, I just have it on DS, unfortunately.
Okay.
Diddy Kong Racing isn't that good either.
I know.
Like,
it just would have been like
I played it on the DS and I was like, oh.
just like how many racing games can we do?
Yeah. It was actually, it was really awesome because we used to rent it from the video store. And we did it pretty, like it was, every time we went over to my grandparents' house, I guess, we would like rent a Nintendo 64. I don't know why we would rent one. I guess maybe ours was in Calgary at the time, so maybe that's why I don't have a ton of memories from like the time we got it to the time like we started playing it. Because maybe we didn't have it with us and Mom had it in Alberta when we were in Vancouver.
Can I just ask why this game is so boring?
No. But yeah.
I just won.
So we borrowed Diddy Kong Racing and nobody ever overwrote our file. So we kept like being able to continue our file.
Nice.
It was really awesome. It was kind of like, you know, good props on them for letting us continue. And we'd also play this one file that like had beaten it.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think so far? Isn't it the best game ever?
It's boring.
It is super boring. I didn't realize there was no music. I kind of forgot about that.
Okay, we're moving to Mario Kart ripoff level 3.
But this is Mickey
San
Speedway
Francisco.
USA, remember? So we're driving around the United States.
I don't know where those are.
You don't know where San Francisco is.
Oh right, I'm fucking Dewey. Jesus Christ, I was looking at Minnie.
You used to be a lady.
I normally play video games as a girl if I have the choice, depending on this scenario.
Mm-hmm. Well,
what was it that I don't... Oh, I play Fable as a man.
Oh, interesting. I almost always play... I play Fable as a woman, usually. In Mass Effect, you like need to be a woman, obviously. Like,
and
she's so much better. Oh, and like Saints Row, too.
Saints Row, GTA, Halo.
Online, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, GTA, you'd play a man?
No. I'm talking about women I play.
Oh, online you play as a woman in Halo?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
After... I think in the third one you could just change your voice, and then after that they had a female body shape as well.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So that's what I have.
Oh, interesting. Okay. What was the game where like you can play as? It's an RPG. You play as a girl, and like people sort of like react to you weirdly.
Oh, Dragon Warrior 3.
Oh yeah. Okay. They're like princess.
Well, you're not a princess, but you're the child of a hero who set off to defeat the Lord of Darkness and never returned.
Okay.
But everyone like loved him because he was the only one willing to stand up to him.
Okay.
And so your father's name is Ortega. And so you set off to be the mighty hero, child of Ortega. And your mom is like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, even though you're my daughter." Instead of being like, "I'm so proud of you, my son."
What?
And then the king's like, brave son of Ortega. I mean daughter. Oh, you just look so mighty. There's also a part later where you save a king. He doesn't want to be king anymore, so he kind of sells his kingdom to a bandit. But the bandit takes advantage of the situation and like enslaves him or something.
Man, that was totally like a plan where it's kingdom.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah, his kingship, I guess.
Anyway.
Yeah, so you go and you fight the bandit, and oh, I got a second. And you can, every time you talk to him after you save him from the bandit, he's like, how do you want to be the king for the day? And you just can walk around the town as the royalty of the town. And then go and talk to him, and he's like gambling in the casino. But he's like, oh, I guess you'd be king or queen in the case of being a woman.
Interesting.
So it's pretty cool. It's an interesting game where you get to be a queen.
Did it take twice as much time to make it a woman?
That's gonna be like a long-standing joke.
Oh my god.
They're never gonna live it down.
No, they're never ever. It's just like so pig-headed to say something like that too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how much more time it takes. If you were able to customize your character at all, you should be able to make it a woman.
And I mean, like, if it matters to the story that the character's male,
Then
somehow,
yeah, like Samus is never gonna be a man, and Master Chief can't be a woman. Like, that's understandable. You know, those are characters.
Yeah.
But if you're making like a Saints Row type game, right? And the game that we're talking about that like messed up was totally like that kind of a game, right? Like,
Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah,
But
Assassin's
it was
Creed.
online.
Yeah.
And they,
Online, you can't be a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I don't know which one it is, and I don't know any of the details, but
Yeah.
was it Unity, like the new one?
I think so, or something. I don't know. It does not take twice as much power to fucking, like, I thought it was in-game. If it's just multiplayer, that's so stupid. Like, they don't even need to do audio for her, do they? Like,
Well, yeah, just like some reactions.
I guess, but that's not twice as much work. Like, Jesus. But yeah, like, any type of game where there's any customization at all, like online, or, you know, like a Saints Row, like, sandboxy type thing, you should absolutely be able to choose your gender. Like, I just prefer to play as women. Like, not because I'm a girl, but just, like, that's my personal preference. Same with you, right? Like, it's super ridiculous to just assume that all gamers are going to be okay playing as a man. Especially because their online persona is supposed to demonstrate, like, who they are sort of as a person, right? Like,
or like be... Oh,
escapism or whatever.
I hit 2 balls in a row. Fuck.
Nice. 2 balls out.
Getting covered in balls. Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily how I look at it, but...
Well, I always look at it as how it represents
I hit
myself
another
in the game.
ball.
Nice.
I think I hit like all balls that I placed.
Nice. I don't know. In any case, it's unbelievable that they would say something like that.
And then, you know, fucking Last of Us taking away whatever magazine that was or whatever.
That's so ridiculous. Like, what, do they think people won't buy the game if they know there's going to be a female character who plays a strong role in it?
Well, that was the idea behind taking her out.
Oh, that's so awful.
And it's weird because, like, I don't know if it's just because we live in Canada, so like,
We have a
nobody's
little bit
like,
more
we don't meet as many prejudice.
prejudice. See, I don't know. I wouldn't say that's that's entirely true though. We have different type of prejudices that you run into.
Yeah, I guess there's more like Asian based, but that's even just here in BC.
I did. So at work, I was on a big ladder, like a 10-foot ladder, and this kid just comes and he's like sitting on the bottom rung of my ladder, and he very clearly doesn't speak English. Him and his mom were like totally oblivious to everything.
Are you gonna be racist?
No, I'm not gonna be racist. I'm gonna talk about a coworker being racist, whose name I shall obviously not divulge. But so like he was sitting on the rung, right? And I sort of like give them a look, and the mom sort of like shoos him off, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, you know, no problem. I could have like easy enough to communicate it without words, right? Like, whether or not they knew any English, like it doesn't really matter, right? But then my coworker comes up to me, he's like, "This fucking Asians." I'm like, what? Like, I'm not totally like easily offended, but I'm like, you can't kind of like see that shit at work. Like, someone could have heard you and been like offended, right? Just like, it was so weird, like how, like, maybe he was just like, oh, she won't mind if I say something like this, or I was just like, wow. I'd be so much more careful if I were you.
What was the map?
Do you also feel like the draw distance is like really...
The draw distance is N64 draw distance.
It's bad though.
Wait, isn't this power up from the other one?
Yeah, totally. I don't know which one came first. I think this was...
It was a PS1 game?
Yeah, but they were about the same time. I don't know, it's hard to tell. N64 and PS1 kind of blur for me a little bit, because PS1 came a little bit later or whatever. But I didn't, like, I wasn't at the height of each game console generation, right? It was you play what you got, right?
Well, I had an NES until I had an N64.
Yeah, right, because your parents were like, well, an NES is cheaper and there's
Yeah.
more games. It makes more sense.
Well,
honestly,
they,
but-
you know, it's weird looking back at it. Like they must have just wanted it, like we must have asked for video games, and then that was just what they were able to get us.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got an NES was like a year before the SNES came out.
You mean the N64?
No.
Oh.
We got an NES in like 94 or something. I don't know.
What year did the SNES come out?
Because I was born in 91. How early? Like, Zach was born in 1990. So if he's going to be asking for video games, how early is that going to be?
When did the SNES come out? The SNES came out in like 92, didn't it?
Yeah, something. I think it was already out when we got our NES.
See, okay.
So we were like starting like 10 years behind.
Okay. Because you made it sound like you got it before the SNES came out, which doesn't make sense.
No, I was wrong. I
Okay.
was thinking about it wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's like, it's weird, and it was probably just like, we asked for games, and that's what they got us.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have, you know, just whatever. But like, you know, I'm glad, because the NES is really awesome. And, you know, maybe I missed out on a couple SNES things, but I experienced them differently. Like, I still managed to play Zelda and Mario, and those were like the best ones. That, you know,